What's up, guys? Welcome back to Weekly Weird News.
This week has already seen its share of weirdness, but since we've already made a video about that golden thunderstorm of allegations against our next president or whoever it was, we're just gonna move right past that in our slip-free shoes and talk about the latest from a guy who has been constantly supplying us with material for the last year and a half, but will probably be doing a lot less of that going forward. Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
Who has been living a 4chan dream life by achieving great financial success in a STEM career and then leaving it all behind to shitpost online 24/7. After his latest debacle, though, Shkreli's avenues for shitposting have been seriously narrowed.
We hate to have to do this every time that we talk about Shkreli, but here's a quick backstory, a little TLDR. He originally achieved great success as a young and very intelligent CEO of a pharmaceutical company, but one thing was missing from his otherwise successful life: fame. And Shkreli found that fame, or rather infamy, when his company, Turing Pharmaceuticals, raised the price of a particular life-saving drug by around 5,000%, and Shkreli accepted every possible opportunity to go on news programs and act like a smug douchebag who didn't know or care why anyone would be upset with him about this.
To be fair, what Turing Pharmaceuticals did isn't actually that out of the ordinary in America's profit-driven medical industry, but most of the time these companies choose the just shut the fuck up method, tried and true, and they let the news blow over. Anyways, it wasn't long before some completely unrelated charges of financial fraud were brought against Shkreli, and he stepped down from his CEO position to shitpost online and become a 21st century millennial meme hero for a segment of the internet who somehow found legitimate enjoyment in keeping up with his attention-seeking douchiness.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's kind of cool to be able to, in this day and age, follow someone so evil so closely.
Yeah.
And watch their every move. But because they just willingly give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like watching following Stalin on Twitter.
Oh,
it would be very interesting.
I'd love to see Stalin's Snapchat.
Yeah, it's wild. He putting those little filters on and everything. Stalin's dog now. Shkreli's latest stunt, though, has got him finally banned from Twitter, or at least suspended indefinitely. Now let's explain what happened. Back in December, journalist Lauren Duca, she published an article titled "Donald Trump is Gaslighting America" in noted political journal Teen Vogue. In that article, she criticized Trump for being dismissive of the U.S. intelligence community's claims that Russia had definitely interfered with the 2016 election, and described how Trump's behavior aligns with the psychological concept of gaslighting, where a person psychologically manipulates someone else to the point that the person questions their own sanity.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Lauren Duca, like anyone else who publishes a political opinion piece these days, she received the standard amount of online backlash for her piece from the Trump Twitter army, who eventually turned their attention to whatever the next set of shiny, jangly keys was. But not Martin Shkreli. Over last month, he has tweeted a few times at Duca asking her to date him, and last week he momentarily couldn't think of a relevant topic to troll, so he sent a Twitter direct message to Lauren Duca saying, "Hey, I have a +1 to the inog if you want to be my +1. This was, of course, bait. And Lauren Duca bit that bait, screen capping Shkreli's message and writing, quote, "I would rather eat my own organs." To which Shkreli replied, "Don't disrespect the sovereignty of my love for you. You're being unfair."
Yeah, so at this point, it's just two people who hate each other throwing barbs at each other, which is pretty standard on Twitter, but Shkreli went ahead and got weird with it, changing his Twitter user profile picture to a picture of Lauren Duca and her husband with Shkreli's face photoshopped over his face, and a new Twitter banner pic that was a giant photo collage featuring pictures of Duca and the text, "For better or worse, till death do us part, I love you with every single beat of my heart." I mean, some would say that's romantic, but I would say it's creepy. It's still kind of harmless until you remember that Shkreli also has 192,000 Twitter followers who all want to get in on the joke, or for some reason think that he's probably dead serious.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know if he, where does the real Martin Shkreli stop and start? That's always been my question with this.
The line of fantasy and reality is a bit blurry these days.
I always think he might have embraced this whole, millennial villain CEO weirdo persona because he was completely lacking in a persona of his own before that.
Yeah, I'd still like to have
someone.
I'd still like to have him on the podcast one day. It would be a very interesting conversation, although I don't think he'll ever do it.
No.
Anyway,
so of course, Duca's Twitter mentions, they start blowing up on a spectrum ranging from other dumb photoshops of her and Martin Shkreli as a couple, to the usual variations on, "Go back to your safe space while I drink your lip-cuck tears, you SJW shillery cunt."
Wait, are those our comments or comments on her page?
Who can even say? Also, a few people made parody accounts of Lauren Duca where the joke was that she called herself a cunt a lot. And they started filling up her email inbox with threats because a lot of journalists put their email address on there. Big mistake. Meanwhile, Martin Shkreli retweeted his favorite fan-submitted Martin Laura photoshops, and he played the card of, "What? I'm saying nice things about her. What's the big deal? You look great. Also, I registered the web domain marrymelauren.com. I'm hilarious." And yeah, that's where the Twitter ban comes in after all this stuff happens.
Yeah, in normal one-on-one Twitter conflicts, it's pretty easy to bow out of the conversation once you get tired of the other person's shit, thanks to the block button, or at the very least, the mute button. It's not so easy when you're not just being annoyed and harassed by one person, but also thousands of that person's followers. And the person they're following doesn't tell his followers to cool it and actually actively encourages it. It's pretty similar to how Milo Yiannopoulos got suspended from Twitter. He was being a dick to Leslie Jones, but it didn't become an actual violation of Twitter rules until the Milo army started filling up Jones's notification with racist death threats and stuff like that.
Yeah, so still, it's easy to argue that Twitter has done an absolutely piss-poor job at enforcing any of its own rules, allowing some pretty vile and evil shit to stay up for a long time, and also unfairly targeting the more pro-Trump accounts. But you have to remember that actually enforcing rules on a site with over 300 million users is next to impossible, except when the people violating the rules are big, high-profile accounts with tens of thousands of followers. Violations like this are easy to spot, and handing out suspensions for them is equal parts punishment and a warning to everyone else that the rules do actually exist, and also to go Google what free speech means, because it's probably different than what you think it means.
Yeah, also, don't think that Twitter really expected to become the national platform that quickly. Because when you have the president of the United States, president-elect, will be president soon, using that as his primary platform to talk to the citizens, like, Twitter for a while had a very unclear future ahead of it.
Yeah.
And then the 2016 election happened and just kind of blew it up into, it was already in the mainstream, but in a way that pretty much everyone has to be on Twitter in order to have an engaging conversation with...
Engaging conversation.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
As much as you can with 140 characters.
But that's the thing, and also at the same time, there's not a lot of money in this for Twitter, so they can't really just go out and hire 100 people to monitor all the time, so...
Yeah.
It's a weird kind of situation to be in.
And it's also the same thing with Facebook, where once enough people start using it for long enough, they seem to forget that this isn't just the internet.
It's
this
a
is
product.
a product that
Yeah.
a company is making, that they, they're obligated to their investors and shareholders to turn a profit on, and so they have other reasons that are completely non-ideological for wanting to get rid of certain parts of the content that show up on their site. But you take away Twitter from someone and they act like you unplugged their fucking electricity.
I'll make a prediction. The government tries to acquire Twitter within the next 4 years.
Oh my God.
And it becomes a public broadcasting service. In a different sense, but...
Public broadcasting.
You know what I mean? It becomes a utility. And that's getting a little too far, but I could see that happening. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Shkreli's Twitter suspension also means that he's suspended from Periscope.
No!
Of which he was a big fan of.
Yeah.
But hey, there's always Facebook. It worked for Milo. Now, Shkreli has switched over to doing his live streams on Mark Zuckerberg's platform, though at this point he still has got less than 40,000 followers over there. It's a far cry from his massive Twitter stardom. Sad. Shkreli is using all of his free time off Twitter now to literally follow in Milo's footsteps, though. He's been added to the billing for Milo's event tonight, speaking on the campus of UC Davis up there in Northern California, which we're sure is going to be a thoughtful and productive conversation about how with great Twitter followings comes great responsibility.
Yeah. It's going to be a lovely chat.
Yeah.
No drama here.
No.
Anyway, speaking of people who end up on this show way too goddamn much, we experienced some targeted harassment on Twitter earlier this week when hundreds of our own viewers filled our Twitter notifications with the news that Malachi Love Robinson, Dr. Love, had been indicted by a Virginia grand jury on charges of making false statements to obtain credit, attempting to obtain money under false pretenses, identity theft, and forgery. This, of course, stems from an incident back in September when he allegedly took advantage of a little old lady to try and buy a Lexus from a car dealership under the pretense that he was a doctor making $120,000 a year. And it's a totally separate case from his previous fake doctor shenanigans.
Yeah.
Gotta be clear about that.
Yeah. Off to prison then, Malachi.
See ya.
Except, no.
No.
All this means is that the court looked at the case and decided that there was enough evidence against Dr. Love to proceed to a criminal trial. So essentially nothing has changed, aside from reminding everyone that the court system here in America is slow as hell. We learned that with when we were following the Callum McSwiggan things. I had to have Google Alerts set up because it takes so long. Case in point, Dr. Love is still waiting to go to trial for the actual fake doctor shit from a year ago. So there's still plenty of time for Malachi Love Robinson to commit even more poorly thought out failed crimes before actual prison time is a possibility. And God willing, he will. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into headlines, we do have to say thanks to this week's sponsor, Blue Apron, who we are both big fans of. Blue Apron ships you a weekly box filled with all the fresh, locally sourced ingredients that you will need to make 3 truly delicious meals at home. We use it, and it's made both of us go from knowing jack shit about cooking to actually being big fans of the whole process.
Yeah, some of the Blue Apron meals, I know, it's great. It's very soothing, and eating something you've created, always a good time. Some of the Blue Apron meals available in January include seared pork chops with farro and cranberry chutney, spaghetti squash and marinara with mushrooms and garlic knots, and spicy shrimp and Korean rice cakes with cabbage and furikake. Blue Apron's recipes are always super eclectic, and they'll have you cooking stuff that you never thought you could or never knew existed. And there's so much variety that you'll never get the same recipe twice in an entire year. And you know what? The repetition is king, because the more I cook, the more confident I am in cooking other things that maybe they won't send.
That's
You
right.
get out a cookbook and start experimenting.
Turn into a jack of all foods. For you, our viewers, Blue Apron is offering your first 3 meals for free with free shipping. All you got to do is go to blueapron.com/weekly. Head over there and check out this week's menu. You're going to love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so do not wait. Again, that's blueapron.com/weekly. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. And now, on to the weirdest real news headlines from this past week, starting with
Grilled cheese argument ends in attempted murder charge.
we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, there's one of these every couple of months where people get in an argument over something stupid and it turns deadly.
Yeah, this one, it was his wife. His wife snuck a little bite of the grilled cheese, and he was not having it. He was eating it in the basement. And
Just wanted some alone time.
He was like, you know what, bitch? You want some of this? Well, you're going to have to get some of this. He started shooting up through the floor at her. Didn't hit her. But
how did he... So she came down, she took a bite downstairs, and then went back upstairs?
I don't know. The timeline...
The timeline is a bit
The floor
iffy.
plan, the timeline. I'm sure the people at the Chinese news will be putting together
Oh, this happened in China?
No, this was in America. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the CGI recreations?
Yeah,
the Taiwanese
I need
or
to
whatever?
see the Taiwanese recreations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she called the cops. Turned out this guy had like a previous felony, so
They
not
always
really
do.
allowed to own any guns. He had about 12 of them though, so his little grilled cheese argument kind of turned into something else.
Well, thank God for grilled cheese.
Yeah. I mean, without that, no one was hurt. Without that grilled cheese problem, we would have never caught this guy with like a fucking house full of guns who wasn't allowed to own them.
I'd venture to say this man was unstable enough to probably do something else if it wasn't for the grilled cheese, though. So
Yeah.
who knows who's actually at fault? It's like finding a dead body playing Pokemon Go. There you go.
Bound to happen. NYPD, 12-year-old pulls gun on classmate over chicken nuggets.
Wait. All right. Is it the same guy's son?
Not
I
to
learned
my
it from watching
knowledge.
you, Dad.
No, just some asshole kid with a gun. And he was like, hey, give me some of them nuggets. And the girl's like, no. And they were on the subway together. And so he put a gun to her head. And this little girl was like, whoop-ah! Knocked it out, and then he ran away.
Oh, good.
But still told the police.
Well, at least it happened on the subway and not in school, I guess.
I mean, they're both places with lots of people.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I don't think it's really better or worse.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, if it happened at a school, you'd like hear. This would be all over the news. I didn't even hear about this.
True.
So there you go.
True.
So this is New York then?
Yeah. Harlem.
Oh yeah, NYPD. All right. Well, listen, just don't like. What are you getting fights over food for?
I don't know. Those nuggets are delicious.
I don't understand. If you want food so bad, you go to blueapron.com. You use code weekly. We'll give you 3 meals for free.
Yeah.
Stop fighting.
Yeah. There's enough food to go around.
Georgia snow tubing park closed due to snow. Could you believe it? Was the road blocked or something like that?
Well, I don't know. I think it was probably a number of factors.
Yeah.
But yeah, Georgia just got like more snow than it's gotten in 100 years.
Yeah.
But don't worry, climate change isn't real. And yeah, it was apparently just chaos. There was cars on fire on the freeway. No one knows what the hell to do. Yeah.
My girlfriend's dad was sending me pictures of the grocery store there, just like completely to just the shelves left. Everyone just stocking up because they were gonna get like a couple inches of snow.
Yeah. It's bad. They're not prepared. But this is happening. Like
at least it'll kill all the zombies down there.
Yeah, it's true.
Take them out. They had a big snow problem not too long ago. They should get used to it.
Atlanta?
They had the Carmageddon thing where all the highways were blocked because everyone got stuck in it.
Yeah, it's like an annual thing.
Annual? Oh, you mean a seasonal thing? Like every winter it snows there?
Yeah, well, but it didn't happen before.
Yeah.
Now it is.
Yeah, need some more of that global warming. I think that's why they call it just straight up climate change now, because
how can you call it global warming if it keeps getting colder?
Yeah.
Checkmate, scientists.
We had some great rain here in California.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
It's turning deadly at this point. Anyways, moving on.
Looking for empathy? Avoid Alabama.
Well, I think any of us could have told you that.
I was planning on avoiding it anyway.
Yeah.
But now the scientists have given me a reason why. And it's apparently because the people there they've ranked the lowest of the 50 states in empathy tests.
And their team just lost. So they're going to be all upset.
Yeah.
Clemson, they beat you. Well, I guess I won't be stopping in Mobile anymore on the...
Yeah, it's on the way to so many things.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
They got the riverboat casinos and all that. I think that's the only thing I know about Alabama, aside from their team losing.
No, I mean, this is not really that much news because they rank pretty low on everything.
Almost everything?
Yeah.
We'll have to check our analytics and see how many people from Alabama watch this show that we can't count on anymore.
I don't know.
Well, we were about to hit 924,000 for the 50th time, too.
We're going to hit 900,000 soon. It's going to be a celebration.
BMW found 6 months after driver lost it in parking garage. Was it in the same spot?
Yeah, he just couldn't find it before.
Why didn't he just go in the middle of the night and check?
He went back for like 5 days looking around.
How big is this parking garage?
It was like a stadium. Like, he went to, this was in like Scotland or something. He went to go see like U2 or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, couldn't find the car. They finally found it.
I guess like that would make sense if like you were barred from entering the area because it was a secure place like a stadium or something.
No, just a big lot.
Did it have a lot of tickets on it?
No, but they did calculate that he owes about 6,000 pounds in overnight fees.
And that's pounds sterling.
Yeah. So. Sterling. I think he was just waiting for the value of the money to go down.
Yeah. Brexit just happened. I'll give it a little more time.
Yeah, all right, now it's a lot cheaper. So I keep all my money in gold.
Yes.
Not sterling. Smoldering pile of horse manure becoming a nuisance for community.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's just burning shit. You know, I didn't know this, but yeah, if you keep all your horse shit in a pile, eventually it'll spontaneously combust because of all the chemical reactions going on inside, heating it up. So this lady on this horse farm, she's just like, shit, the poop's on fire. Oh well, let it burn out. And everyone nearby is like, everything smells like burning shit all the time. Can we do something about that? Call the cops. And the cops are like, well, technically she lives in unincorporated county land, so no, we cannot. All we can do is ask nicely.
Well, hopefully that gets figured out.
It'll burn itself out.
Well, it's kind of a renewable resource. Because they keep pooping all the time.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can use it for like agricultural means, but this lady, she's like, it's a lot of work.
I'm just storing it.
Who has time to compost things?
Yeah.
Too hard.
Lawn bowler attempts 73-hour game at Cloncurry Bowls Club after misreading world record. What, did he go way too long?
There was no world record.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like 73 minutes, because who the fuck cares?
He went I think he ended up going like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, he had looked up on Guinness World Records. He's like, I wonder what the lawn bowling record is. And then he misread it or something. He's like, all right, I got to beat 73 hours.
So are they going to give it to him anyway?
Sure, I guess. Or they're going to say, sir, that was never even a category. But it sounds like he had fun regardless.
Well, now he can they can make a category for him.
Yeah.
They're always making up new world records.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Beer drinking woman launches SUV into river. Keeps drinking, cops say.
I mean, if you're already doing it and your life just got that much worse.
Not going to be getting a taste of this golden goodness for
might as well enjoy it then. You know what? Get out of the car, go down to the bar and enjoy it.
Well, so the police were already.
Oh,
on her.
okay.
She couldn't go anywhere. She was dead to rights, and also sinking into a river. But she was like, "This beer is still half full, much like my life is still half full."
I think that anyone in that exact same position would do the same thing she did.
And also, getting in the river is because she was at the docks and cops showed up and they're like, "Get out!" And she's like, "No,
Take that!"
And then drove off the dock. Pretty good way to.
I'm gonna
get
jump
arrested.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A great grandmother has been praying to a Lord of the Rings figure, thinking it was Saint Anthony. They had the.
Whoops.
The people of Indonesia were praying to a blow up doll. I mean, people get confused.
Yeah.
She's probably got like bad eyesight and stuff.
It's about what's in your heart.
Yeah, I mean, if she was really giving it her all, then like, who cares? If it was making her happy, they should have never even told her.
And by the way, they do have action figures of Bible characters.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No.
I think if she's happy, let her be.
Yeah,
let her pray.
She seemed to take it in stride.
Who's the asshole that came up and was like, "Hey, by the way, you dumb bitch"?
It was her granddaughter.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole. Hey, grandma, you dumbass. You ready for me to make you feel bad?
You've been praying to elves this whole time.
Yeah, you've been praying to a fictional character. And not
You're a
just
pagan.
And not just Jesus, the fictional
You've
character.
been praying to a pagan religion.
Yeah, who does that? Just let it go on. At a certain point, you gotta just, some things in life, people should probably be aware of what they're doing. This one, pretty harmless, pretty innocuous. Let her go. Let her pray to the fucking Lord of the Rings thing. And I think that the daughter is a fucking bitch for doing that.
Wow. I mean,
think about how
you
upset,
feel more strongly about this than anyone in the actual story does.
Think about how upset this lady probably was.
No, she wasn't. She posted on Facebook being like, "Well, this is awkward." She was having fun with it.
I bet her
I'm
feelings
sure
were
it went viral, so I'm sure people are sending her real statues of Saint Anthony or whatever.
Now she doesn't even know what to do with all these things. Which ones are
How do I
real?
hold all these
which
Bible
ones
statues?
aren't? Ugh. It's like those people that were like, "Oh, my grandpa's sad because we didn't come to see him," or whatever.
Papa?
Yeah. Dumb.
Yeah. I'm
All right. Well, I'm sorry for getting so angry for everyone.
Yeah. It's really struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Fisher Price unveils toddler exercise bike. Good.
Good. Yeah. Kids are too fat
Kids
these
are
days.
fucking fat as shit these
Yeah.
days. Ugh.
Get on your exercise bike. What
Yeah.
is it? How? Why? What's the point?
Yeah,
Isn't a regular bike an exercise bike?
Well, kids are tiny.
yeah.
A regular bike, kids will. But
But it's a Fisher Price. They make Fisher Price bikes, don't
Yeah,
they?
but it's like a standing bike. Like a. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
standing bike, an exercise bike.
So big deal.
They didn't have that before. Now they do.
Well, they used to have like the regular bikes you'd ride around.
Yeah, but this you can do it in one place.
But they're both exercise bikes. You're getting exercise.
no, it's snowing.
It's that
you can't go out
shitty
and-
car that you get pushed around, and that's the lazy person's thing.
I don't think Fisher Price makes actual bikes. They make those little like trike things.
Yeah.
You're not losing weight in that thing. Yeah.
Whatever. German lawmaker wants the state to pay for prostitutes for the elderly. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
earned it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they want if the elderly want the prostitutes, don't force it on them.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's about choice. This
Yeah.
is legal already in
This is his name is Saint Anthony, and he is here to fuck you up.
in Holland, you can go to a doctor as an old person and
Be prescribed
and
it?
be prescribed a prostitute.
That's
if
fucking
you can
great.
if you can prove that it's like affecting your well-being,
Yeah.
that you're old and you can't score any ass anymore, they'll set you up with a hooker.
I think that's fucking
paid for
awesome.
by the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
You know, there would be a lot less angry grandpas around if they were getting their knob all wet from a government paid for whore.
Yeah. The whole reason that all these fucking old white men are taking away the Affordable Care Act is because they're not getting laid all the time.
Yeah. If they put prostitutes in the ACA, no one would be taking
Yeah, it would
away.
be great. I mean, they're probably fucking hookers, but they got to do it discreetly, so it's stressing them out.
Yeah, everything's on the level.
Yeah, everything's fine.
You pay, maybe there's a deductible here or there.
Yeah.
Sir, you can't, this isn't free until you get 10 prostitutes a year.
I think that would be great. Like, if they were, like, in California, I think they were voting on, like, the Right to Die initiative, where it's like, do you want to be, if you want help being put to death, you can do it if you, like, have a terminal illness, like that. You know what would be better? It's like, or you could fuck prostitutes every day.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, I want to live as long as fucking possible.
Just an idea.
I mean, we're just throwing out ideas.
Just an idea.
We should get this passed in time for us to be elderly, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
We got a long time. Yeah.
And finally,
Piss on my bed. He was prescribed that prostitute, Elliot. That would be great if they came out and said that. Like, well, Trump's prostitutes were prescription.
It was a medical prostitute.
It was prescribed to him.
It's not gonna happen.
I got a fever. The only cure is prostitutes.
Arizona man arrested for possession. Surprised to find state didn't legalize marijuana.
I was so confused.
I mean, I opened the newspaper and it said marijuana legal.
I stopped reading right there.
I didn't read the in California part.
Yeah.
The
Or
guy was like,
Nevada, it's like right there.
Oh, yeah. The guy
Yeah.
was like pissed though. He was like, why are you guys fucking hassling me? Like he was just
I mean, at this
outside
point,
with like weed just all over the car.
At this point, it has to be aggravating to get busted for pot.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking aggravating is it to be in a state where you're getting the fucking 3rd degree felony for owning marijuana and paraphernalia when literally in Arizona, you could just drive, depending on where you are, an hour and be in a state where it's legal. It's so
Also,
dumb.
in Arizona, you just drive like off-road 50 feet. You can unload as many bullets as you want just into the side of a tree.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes.
But a little bit of marijuana? Oh, no. Oh, no. Put this man in jail. Keep him away from your kids.
The lower part of Arizona is just rocks and
It's a
dirt.
shithole. It's
Let
too
people
hot.
smoke weed.
Too hot. I went filming there. I had to use all 3 ND filters. Never had to do that in my life. I didn't know there was a situation that called for 3 ND filters, but I found it in Arizona.
The northern part's lovely, though.
It is.
Flagstaff,
It's beautiful.
just a wonderful place.
Beautiful.
Anyways, that's it for Weekly Weird News this week. Check out our episode of Tech Tuesday where we talk about all the stuff that came out of CES, the good, the bad. It's all there. And then, of course, if you're wondering why we're talking about prescription golden showers, there's also a video about how it was alleged that Donald Trump
Fake!
prostitutes.
Cock!
It was, yeah.
Cock! Cock!
Go to etcmerch.com, buy our Mighty Cucks shirt. We'll see you next time.